Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. I'm excited to share with you guys today. As I promised yesterday, we're going to continue the Hawaii Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about day 2, which was on Sunday, June 27th, 2021. That was our second day there. Technically our first full day. Sorry, one second. Technically our first full, is this not working? Okay, perfect. Our first full day in Maui, Hawaii. We went and we did the Rotana, which I will explain in a little bit. But I wanted to show off two things. One, I have a quote. It's not the original. I saw it on my makeup bag and my medical bag, which my makeup, or a sanitary bag, so I have like a bag for like products and stuff, for facial care and for skin care and for hygiene care, and so the bag says cue the confetti. I got this for Christmas last year and I really enjoyed it. Cue the confetti meaning, you know, just cue the fireworks, cue the sparks, cue the ensemble, if you will. And so I really enjoyed getting that for Christmas, and now I use it all the time. I have like all my makeup products, and my makeup products, I mean, it's literally mascara, a little bit of foundation, I have some acne cream and like blush and like 2 lip glosses and a shade of red lipstick and a shade of pink lipstick. Literally nothing, pretty much. Oh, my eyelash curler. I don't do a lot to my face because I don't really feel the need to, and if I do need more, I usually just be like, hey mom, I'm gonna take this. But one of my friends pointed out, shout out to Zoe Palma, Pamela, I'm sorry I never say your last name right, and it's not that hard of a last name, which I think is funny that I can't pronounce basic names, and yet mine's like, yeah. She pointed out to me that there's a whole Friends collection at Target right now. There's Friends lip glosses and a Friends makeup kit and some Friends related stuff. But then I saw at Lego store, there's Friends related stuff too. So if I'm MIA for a bit, it's because I'm at Target looking for Friends stuff, or I'm at the mall looking at Friends Lego sets. I should have asked for that for my birthday, but I didn't even think about it because it came out June 1st. I'm sure they're sold out at this point. All the sets were pretty much sold out except for the department store one in Central Park. Anyways, not the point. The point is that cue the confetti. Allow that confetti to explode in your face with the excitement, with joy, with something. Like, I know something that right now, you know, besides my family and friends, that brings me joy is watching Holy Moly with Rob Riggle and Joe Tessitore and Jeannie Mai. They're all really funny, and it's really fun to see the different contestants kind of run around and go from obstacle to obstacle and trying to win this like mini golf competition. And this is like full grown adults, right? You got like 30, 40, almost 60-year-olds. The oldest was like a 75-year-old, all competing to play mini golf to win $250,000. And it's funny because they trash talk each other, but then they do it really poorly. So it's like, it makes good TV. It's better than The Bachelor. If you need something to watch, it's separate night than The Bachelorette, but The Bachelorette sucks this season, but that's not the point. So yeah, that's what that is. And then I also have my World's Best Friend Award. I just think that I got this from one of my friends, and this was from Nikki S, and I always say her name wrong too, so I apologize. But I really love this. I think she got it, if I remember correctly, she got it for my birthday a few years ago. And it's been framed in my room ever since because I admire it so much. So thank you, Nikki. And to the rest of you, though, you were all like a best friend to me as well. And I want you to know that, well, let me read what it says first. It says, thanks for always being there through the good times as well as the bad times, but most of all, being a friend. And so if somebody needs to hear this, this is my way of saying it. If one of you guys need to hear this, hear it out. I think that this is actually like one of my favorite things that I have in my room right now. This and my skincare products, and Charlie, of course. But I think this is the most important because every day if I'm having a bad day, I look at this and I say, my friend thought of me and saw this and said, let me give it to her. So I really love it. and I appreciate it, and it's amazing, and I'm over the moon, ecstatically thrilled every time that I read that. Every morning I get up, first thing I do is go on my phone, but after I like actually get out of bed and get my day started and shower and work out and do things, I look at that as a reminder that yeah, sometimes days suck, and yeah, sometimes cars break down, and yeah, sometimes people die, and sometimes things don't go our way. But the one important thing is that, you know, I look at this and I think she really thinks of me as a good friend, as a person for her, as a companion, and so, well, not like a lover, but as just a general companion. So thank you, Nikki, for that. I appreciate you. So, as promised, I said we were going to talk about day 2 of our Hawaii expense trip, and it was a 2-year long awaited trip. We had been waiting 2 years for this trip, and so we started planning in 19. Because in 19 we went to Myrtle for the second time with our grandparents, and then 20 we decided we'll go to Hawaii for Noah's graduation trip, because that's what Noah wanted. And then 21 somebody else would, I think one of my parents or my grandparents would pick because it wasn't a graduation year, and then I get to pick for next year. I have no idea what I'm going to do for next year, by the way, but I think we're going to go to California and see Ellen. And the Walk of Fame and Jimmy Kimmel Live and do all this stuff out there, because I really want to just see an Ellen taping before she, because Ellen wraps in the summer of 22. Well, she's done taping at the end of May, and we get out usually around the end of May, but if I'll be graduating, so I wonder if I graduate and we fly out the next day, maybe, and then go see Ellen and do our trip then for however long. I would love to do that, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's a long shot. Anyways, so I have no idea what I'm gonna do for that, but like I've said, on June 27th was our second day in Hawaii, our first full day, and we did the Road to Hana. Road to Hana is this trip along this trail / drive. It's a full day experience, about 8 to 4, but it takes from wherever you're staying on Maui, whether you're staying in Kihei, whether you're staying in closer to the airport by Kahului, whether you're staying in Paia, anywhere on the island, it takes about 2 hours to get to Hana, which is this single-handed road where cars follow single file, and they have to go over these 1-lane bridges, so you have to take turns, you have to honk your horn, so one car goes and then the other car goes, but none of the cars ever respected it. And on the trail on the side there, both sides of the trail, coming to and coming back, there's like little touristy things, but also people work at these places, so they have to go on Road to Hana to get to work. We decided that, you know, while we're on the time change from Hawaii, that Sunday, that we were going to do it and just kind of do that. So my mom said, okay, we want to be on the road by 6. So we were getting up by about 4:30 to shower and have breakfast and just wake up. I still fell asleep in the car while we were driving, and my mom was like, Chris, you're missing all this. I said, someone's filming it. Everybody else in the car filmed it on the way down there. So yeah, so we got up, got in the car by 5:45, and by 6 o'clock we were pulling out of our complex and heading over to the Road of Hana, and we got to the Road of Hana by about, because it was a Sunday and nobody was really working, actually traffic wasn't too bad. So we were on the road, the specific Hana road, by 7 a.m. and our first stop was by about 7:15. We stopped and parked the car to look over on this railing. So we were on this railing and we got to look over and see the beach where most surfers, like Surfers Beach, it's what it's called, in Paia, Hawaii. I'm sorry, the A's are pronounced as E's. Pehe, Hawaii. And so we were looking over that, and we got to see that, and all these surfers and stuff surfing first thing in the morning, because that's usually when the good tides come in, before noon. So that was cool. And so we spent a good half hour there, and then we continued, got back in the car, and we traveled. And then our next stop was about 8:30. We stopped at a local, there's a waterfall, there's a one-way bridge, and then there's this huge waterfall. One of the waterfalls used in one of the opening credits for Jurassic Park. There's also a rock at the Garden of Eve that's also on that trail, but that's in the actual park there. But you got a better, like, up close, like if this is the waterfall, this was where we were. but with a rail in front of it. So that was cool to see too. And so we took photos there, and we kept going, and then we didn't stop until we got to this trail, and this is called the Pehewala Trail. And the Pehewala Trail, so it was a immediate trail. It was about 2.5 hours to hike, and I was like, oh god, I should have brought a thing. So halfway through, I'm like huffing and panting because there was no, like, there's no railings on there. Like, they're like, oh, it'll be easy or whatever, but there were no railings. So there were these like stepping stones that you had to climb to get up, and the only way, so you had to climb all the way up on this incline, all the way up, and then cross a river. And so, but you had to use the rocks to get across it, and it was really hard. It was not whatever, and it was terrible. The ending result was seeing these waterfalls and seeing these pretty birds and the bamboo rainforest and stuff. And so the scenic was lovely, but actually hiking that was really hard. And so my mom had a hard time as well because she's got bad knees. We all had a really hard time with it. And then when we got done, we immediately ran to the car and we all chugged waters because my dad said, oh, we'll be fine, we don't need the waters. And we were all like panting and huffing by the time we finished. And we're like, okay, cool. And I was like, I gotta pee. I went to go pee. And that was pretty much the end of it. But yeah, so it was an interesting experience, the trail there. But then we left there and we drove. That was the very end of the Hana road was at the trail, so then you have to turn around to go back. And on our way back, we went and we did stuff. We got to, oh, Charlie's neighbors outside. On our way back, we went to the Twins waterfall, which is 2 waterfalls that you can technically for free jump off of. I didn't bring my shoes because I didn't think we were, I brought shoes, but I didn't bring my water shoes, so I didn't think we were gonna do that. It was too full anyway to do and too crowded, so we didn't do it. We did it another day. And then we stopped at the black sand beach. And so that beach is literally just a beach, right? It's a regular beach. You can swim in it and you could play and do whatever over there like a normal beach. But the sand is all black. The entire sand is black, and there's black sand pebbles all over it. And there's a whole history about it, so if you want to know more about it, I could be more than happy to tell you about it, or you could just search Black Sand Beach, Hana, Hawaii, and it'll show up. Hana in Maui, Hawaii, and it'll show up for you. And so that was actually pretty. And then we had to go in, we went into the sea cave, but it was like so low, the entrance is like that. And so in order to get into, you could walk around, but in order to get in it, you had to duck. So I ducked, right? And I'm like, I'm too tall for this. I can't duck that low without falling. Over, because I was at this point in flip-flops because we were on a beach, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go on the beach and whatever. And so that happened. And so then I was like, forget it, and I got on my hands and knees and I started just kind of crawling under it, and I scraped my knee, but it was worth it. And then Noah had a Little Mermaid moment, so he was like, oh, look at the rocks. So there's a rock in the center there. I haven't posted that video because I thought it was more personal, but he was standing on a rock like this, and he was going, part of that world, and the water would spike up like in the Little Mermaid. It was really cool. So if you want to see that video, let me know as well. But yeah, that was pretty much what that was. When we left Black Sand Beach, on the way back, we stopped and we looked at the peninsula. The peninsula was pretty cool as well. The peninsula was the physical, like, Maui Peninsula that had a really dark history. You know, it used to not be a peninsula. It used to be an entire another portion of the island that was part of Maui that you could walk from a bridge from where the peninsula was, but it was now barricaded and boarded up because it was blown up back in 1976, long time after Pearl Harbor stuff. But yeah, so that was unfortunate, but it was very pretty and scenic, and you could see the other islands hovering from the cloud distance there. You could see where Honolulu was, which is the state capital. You could see where Ahu was, can't pronounce it. So it was really pretty. And then we got back in the car and we kept driving back all these one-laning bridges and these twists and these turns on uphills and downhills. And we stopped one more time for Coconut Glens, which is iconic and historic to Hawaii itself. It's coconut ice cream but they make it in different flavors and it's really cool. I got mystery flavor because I was like, oh, I would like to be experimental. So that's what you saw on that Sunday with me in the purple shorts and the pink thing. So that was good. And yeah, and then the rest of the time we drove back. And then yeah, that was the end of it pretty much. I mean, that's what we did. We eventually did end up coming back to the root of Hana to do a few other things, but not a lot of things. We did like the Garden of Eden another day, and we came back and did that. My mom wanted more coconut glens, and there was free margaritas on that day. So we did come back for some of that stuff, for wine tasting stuff for my parents. We did a lot of stuff that day too, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, that was, yeah, and then we came back, and I immediately said, I need to shower, because we stopped and we had swimsuits, but I didn't have the swim shoes. So I went on the relaxing beach for a bit, and I just took my swimsuit off, and there was sand. Like, you know, like when you go to a beach and you just drop your suit and there's sand everywhere. So like there's like so at least like 2.5 pounds, I want to say, of sand that was in my suit. Yeah, washed it out, showered, took like a 45-minute shower to get sand out of everywhere. Yeah, and then that was, yeah, we did that. I had dinner. My mom didn't feel like making something, nor did I. Nor did anybody, really. We were really tired, so so I'm not supposed to drive in. Don't tell people in Hawaii I wasn't supposed to drive. I did drive. The one time, and down the street to the Taco Bell and came back. Because that's what people wanted for dinner, and we had dinner and relaxed, and then we went to see our second sunset. Every night the sunset is different and so pretty and historic, and it's wonderful, and you get different angles and selfies and colors. It's beautiful. And that was how we spent our Monday pretty much, and came back. We watched Teletubbies was on, which is so weird, but we switched the channel and we watched American Ninja Warrior, and then everybody went to bed and I fell asleep on the couch, and when I woke up, I didn't know I was pregnant was on. And so I watched like 2 episodes of that, and that was like 2 in the morning, and then I actually went and lied down in my actual bed and went to bed. What was nice is that we didn't have to get up too early the next day, because it was a chill day. We're gonna go to the beach, which I'll talk about tomorrow for day 3's trip. And so for those asking too, like, just keep coming back to these vlogs if you want to see what we did in Hawaii, because I don't feel like explaining it 12,000 times. Yeah, so with that being said, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'll discuss day 3 and what the beach day looked like, how that went, what we did for the remainder of Monday and stuff like that. And or Monday in Hawaii. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, of course. But yeah, kind of just get a feel of what that was like, and kind of take you along and kind of experience it in some way. So I blabbed for too much. I'm gonna go get my mac and cheese. It's been done from the microwave for 20 minutes now, so I probably have to reheat it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night by the time this uploads, and I'll see you tomorrow. Toodles!